Mr. O'Brien, transport him directly to the bridge.
Aye, sir. Energizing.
Security team to the bridge.
Belay that order, Lieutenant.
I just wanted to thank you all for your support. It's been fun.
So fuzzy. From the Streamlab Talk Studios on YouTube, this is Jeopnerdy. And here's your host, John DeMarco.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Jeopardy. Glad you could join us, and with us, as always, is our co-host, Professor Brainy Specs.
There we are.
There you are.
Hi, John.
How's
How
it
are
going?
you? It's going okay. How are you?
Pretty good, thanks.
Excellent.
I want to say a quick hello to everyone in the chat, and then we'll get started on our first round. I want to say greetings to Brother Jay. He was in here earlier today, and he's back for the game, so we're glad you can make it. Greetings also to Planet X. Glad you could stop by. Greetings also to Mercer. Glad you're here. Welcome to Omni. I'm sure we'll be hearing from him at some point. Greetings also to Brad Wolf. Glad you could stop by. And anyone who's joining us afterwards, we're glad you can make it, as always. At the end of last week, we had a bit of an unusual situation in that we didn't have any winners in our final game, which is rare, but can even happen from time to time on real-life Jeopardy. So as is the case then, we'll be starting with 3 new contestants, and we'll see how they'll do in round 1. So to welcome them up, let's say hello to Computer. And then let's welcome also Mercer, and greetings also to Chaz. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Nobody won last week? What?
So, hello.
Nope, in
Hello.
the last game, there were no winners.
I apologize if it sounds like I'm dying from time to time. There's something up with my voice, but
So I was gonna show you my eel. I nerfed it back to health. It's in my locker.
Uh-huh.
It's in your locker?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
See, John gets it. John is quick.
is there a reason I can only see an M and an H?
Thankfully, it's not in your pants.
Let's not go there. Welcome, Erevic.
Greetings, Erevic.
And greetings, Brad Wolf.
I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I can't see anything for Mercer or Computer.
No, it's just an M.
Oh,
Well, they're
okay.
just being real coy.
Oh, you actually, here you go. I will see Dr. Pepper. It's upside down.
It's
There.
better this way.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Mercer sponsored by Dr. Pepper and Jeff.
You got to have the real stuff.
I love that sugar Coke, the original sugar Coke.
Well, this is Pepsi.
I mean, that's what I, that's what I meant.
Jeff,
I saw-
Jeff, I
before
don't
we
know
go
if you
on-
can see it or not, but
Before we go on, I saw
Mountain
this
Dew
great
Zero
meme.
Sugar.
I saw this great meme
Mountain
that
Dew.
had a guy in a Pepsi van drinking Coke, and then the bottom panel was Cisco saying, "You have betrayed your uniform." I wish I could share it with you guys, but I figured I'd describe it because I don't want to take up the time. But even my friend got it, and he never saw that episode for the uniform.
I'm also doing the normal of studying John's background because that's usually a clue to something in the game at some point. Usually.
It's a good idea.
Oh, it's a planet. Oh, that's supposed to be the Guardian, isn't it? I just realized the animated
Indeed.
version. Yeah. I just realized that's animated Spock, TAS Spock in the background.
Exactly.
Or the
Now-
back, the back of TAS Spock.
But now the Brechtal will be respected.
So comments like that, Omni, you might be starting with negative points and you make an appearance later. You might have to be careful.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, I see his
Oh
comment.
my.
That's not right. We don't talk about that on this show.
Why do I feel like, Jeff, that Omni getting negative points would please Cinnabon and the members of the Cabal?
Especially Thomas, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. As Riker.
Yes, that is Riker.
There. Perfect.
Well, gentlemen, we do have a game to play. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to fail, but
Yeah, let's do this.
Oh, Mercer. Come on. You're not going to fail.
I always do.
Nah. Hello, computer.
I already said
a lot
yep.
older. He looked a lot older when I met him last week.
I bet he did. What did you say, computer?
I said yes.
A yawning computer. Wow.
I'm told by reputable sources the password is Cinnabon.
Is it?
I mean,
Well,
he
if
is a
you're already-
computer tonight. I mean, he is a computer tonight, apparently.
Apparently. Well, if you're ready to play, let's
The password
play.
is Joshua. The password is Joshua.
Jeopnerdy.
Our first category tonight will be about the episode Sins of the Father. Next, we have Wolf 359 in TNG. In that category, you'll be naming the character who said a quote. For our visual category, we have TAS Season 1 guest characters. In this case, you will get an image of one or more guest characters and will be asked to identify the episode it is from. This is followed by Name the Season TNG, relatively self-explanatory. And finally, we have Sci-Fi TV Series. In this case, you will be provided with two lead actors and the years that a series aired, and you will be supposed to identify the show.
John, you're awesome at this stuff.
Thank you.
All right. Since we do not have a returning champion, Hello Computer was the first one in the backstage, so you get to go first.
359 for 1,000.
I'm sorry?
359 for 1,000.
359 for 1,000.
We're moving to Intercept at Wolf 359.
Who was Admiral Hansen?
That would be correct.
Good job.
Very good. Very good. Mercer,
Let's
it is
try.
your turn.
Let's try. Name the season TNG for 1,000.
Name the season TNG 1,000. Got it.
Liaisons.
What is season 7?
That's correct.
I like that episode. Everybody hates it. I like it. It was fun.
Very good. Off to a good start. Chaz.
Let's go name the season for 800, please.
Name the season. Okay.
Starship Mine.
Oh crap. I'm torn between two. Pass.
Hello, computer.
This season. Oh.
Mercer.
What is season 6?
That is correct.
Very good.
Oh, I was torn between 4 and 5. I would have been wrong either way.
I love that episode. I wish they did more with Hutchinson.
Hello, computer. It's your turn.
359 for 8.
We're approaching the wolf system, Captain.
That could be a trick question. Well, let's go to his data.
That would be incorrect.
Mercer.
Who's Riker?
That is also incorrect.
Chaz.
I'm pretty sure if I remember her calling Riker on the intercom, who is Deanna Troy?
I'm afraid not.
He goes, Worf! What?
Actually, it was Wesley.
Oh.
Who the heck is Wesley? He's not a character. He was a kid in Stand By Me.
I'm afraid he was.
Yeah.
All right, Mercer. You have the lead and control.
Let's do Sins of the Father for 1,000.
After the death of his parents, Kern was raised by this Klingon.
Who is a K-Lest?
That is incorrect.
And, sorry. Chaz.
Oh, no. I don't want to go further into the negative, but I think I know it. But who is Lorg or Lurg? Something like that.
You got it.
Well done. Well done. All right, Chaz. It's your turn.
Let's go TAS Season 1 for 200. And I don't want to hear the coward thing, Cinna. That's Cyrano Jones. That would be, what is More Troubles, More Tribbles?
Very good.
Close enough, I guess.
Oh, I had it wrong. I had it flipped around, didn't I? Whoops.
That's fine.
All right.
I
very
had
good.
all the words.
Got a close game. Hello, computer. It's your turn.
359 for 6.
Starfleet reports that it has engaged the Borg at Wolf 359, sir.
That one's Data. Where's Data?
That's correct.
Well done. Mercer. It's your turn.
TNG for 600. I'm talking about the name the season because there's 2 TNG categories.
Future imperfect.
It would be, that's a good one. That's a tough one. Let me think for a minute. So what is season 4?
That's right.
It's a tricky one, though, because I don't really like that episode. Not that it matters.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Omni, I even asked John about the clue because he put the hyphen in. Then I realized that Data said it differently.
Yeah, I always thought that was weird how he said it.
I did too. All right, Chaz. It's your turn.
I'm going to go TAS for 400, please.
Cool.
Oh, crap. That's Sarah can end up. But what's this stupid episode called? What is Yesteryear?
That's it.
I thought it was a disco episode.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hello, computer. It's your turn. You got the lead.
Whatever. Sins of the Father for 800.
All right. Hello, computer. You found the daily double. You have 2,400 points that you can bet. You are 200 points in the lead over Mercer.
200.
All right. Just for 200.
The Enterprise crew had some difficulty adapting to Kern's different command style, which included giving this command in place of engage.
Which is execute.
You got it.
I'm raising my Dr. Pepper in tribute to the great late Tony Todd.
Indeed.
I'll join you with my Pepsi.
Rest in peace, Tony Todd.
Such a great character actor.
Did you know that Tony Todd played a role on Babylon 5 named General Jeopnerdy?
I did not know.
It's one of his greatest roles.
Indeed. Mercer, it is your turn.
But he also played a Mocklin. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Yes, in fact.
And he was in Man from Earth with John Billingsley.
And Mercer, it is your turn.
With 600 for all the Sins of the Father.
Kern was stabbed by this ceremonial weapon of an assassin.
Oh, these are killer questions. I want to say one thing, but I know it's not what it is. Hold on, let me think. I don't remember. I want to say something, but I don't want to get it wrong, so pass. Darn.
Chaz.
I don't know what it's called. Pass.
Hello, computer.
That should have been the 1,000 question.
I feel like guessing. So what is the never mind.
Is that the regular knife? Or is it a different?
Ka or whatever.
It's a different one. It's the
Cutlass.
cutlass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was the Dick. I was going to say the regular knife, which is the Dick Chang or something, but I don't remember even what that's called. But man, that should have been the $1,000 question right there.
All right, Chaz, your turn.
Let's continue down TAS for 600, please. Oh crap. What was that one called? That's Stavros Caniclius, but I cannot remember what the episode's called. Oh no. Passed.
Nope, pass.
Pass.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't watch it. I would guess the Infinite Vulcan.
Oh, Infinite
There we go.
Vulcan.
What a good guess.
Just because I know that he grows big, but I wasn't sure if he grows big in more than one episode.
Should have went with your instincts.
Yeah, I never do.
All right. Hello, computer. It's your turn.
59. 359 for
Repairs are complete, and the Enterprise is warping to rendezvous with Starfleet at Wolf 359.
Oh my god. Oh, Shelby. Who is Shelby?
I'm afraid that is incorrect.
Oh,
Mercer.
Yeah, wait, let me think. Who's Riker?
yeah.
That's correct.
Is that what's from the log? Is that from the log?
Yep.
Omni says, insignificant episode, Senna. It's okay.
What?
You're just
I don't
begging
even
for it.
know what that
We might just
Later
make
points
them
on me.
scratch. We might just make them scratch. All right, my turn?
I just wanted to show that.
Oh, thank you.
By the way,
Sure thing.
Stavros Caniclius is one of the 800 characters voiced by James Doohan in TAS. Anyway.
All right, Mercer, it is your turn. And you
What-
have the lead now.
Let's do name the season for 400.
11001001.
What is season 1?
That is correct.
Or Grace Under Pressure? If you're a Rush fan, you would get that.
John, are you sure about this? I thought it was Voyager.
Some people tend to get them mixed up, but
Oh,
I think I have it correct in this case.
If you're
Okay,
a Rush fan, you'd know that was from Grace Under Pressure.
I bow to your superior knowledge.
I appreciate that.
Chaz, it's your turn.
I guess I'm the only one that wants to go in this category. TAS 800.
Great man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I like that. It's like the colors messed up on that one. Well, the lady,
I think the green screen is doing something. I'm not sure.
well, the lady on the left is supposed to be an Orion, if you can't tell.
think it's it's the one with Lou Ferrigno, but I can't remember. I know that's not the right series. Never mind. Pass.
Pass.
Pass. Pass.
Let me see if I can fix that.
That's weird. I guess because it's green, it's going to show whatever's behind it. But why would you have anything behind it?
Yeah, that's really weird.
The
Maybe
episode was time trap, by the way.
maybe it's aliens.
Oh, they were part of the. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Hello, computer. It's your turn.
Sins of the Father, 400.
Kern initially stood by Worf's side in this role, although Picard took over after Kern was stabbed.
What is Chalich?
That's right.
Good job, computer.
I'm guessing Arbiter of Succession's different, right?
Yeah, that was something else.
Very, very, very,
Yeah.
very different.
Mercer. Got a close game.
What
Your
is
turn.
name the season for 200?
Shades of Grey.
What is season 2
That's
during the
right.
writer's strike?
John, you forgot to put the clip show in parentheses.
I
I thought
figured
it
everybody
was
knew
going
that
to be
already.
4-point and encounter. I thought that
Yeah.
was close.
Chaz?
Whatever. We'll finish TAS for Thou. Oh, there's the green screen again.
Yeah. Shouldn't be doing that.
I presume that's a Gorn on the left, which doesn't help me.
Well, it's a reptile, although it's not a Gorn.
Oh,
It's
I'm gonna
boss.
pass.
Pass. Hello, computer.
Pass.
Mercer.
Pass.
The episode was called The Jihad.
Sounds like a very fun
I was
episode.
hoping from the guys from Magics and Megas too. But, you know.
All right. It's Hello, computer's turn.
So what is sci-fi series? Is that visual or like a...
So in that category, it's not visual. I'm going to give you the two lead actors and the years for a show, and I want you to name the show.
No thanks. Wolf for 200.
Your engagements have given us valuable time. We've mobilized a fleet of 40 starships at Wolf 359, and that's just for starters.
Who's also Admiral Hansen.
That's correct.
No, it's God.
Only in a dream.
Shakari.
Mercer.
Let's go with Sins of the Father for 200.
Kern temporarily served as the first officer of the Enterprise D as part of this program.
What is the Officer Exchange Program? I don't know.
That's right.
Okay. I didn't know there was a name for it or anything. That's what they were doing.
Good night, Patrick.
Greetings.
I think. Chaz. We've got one category left.
200.
David Hasselhoff and David Mulhare, 1982 to 1986.
David Hasselhoff was in a sci-fi show. The only other thing I know David Hasselhoff apart from Baywatch is what is Baywatch Nights?
Is that your answer?
Yes.
I'm afraid that is incorrect.
Hello, computer.
Great sci-fi series. Baywatch Nights. Let's go with Omni's favorite, and that was Knight Rider.
That would be correct.
Oh, I forgot about Knight Rider.
How could you forget about Knight Rider?
Knight Rider is so awesome.
Michael Knight and Kit, I know.
Hello, computer.
Let's take away the 1,000.
Morgan Weiser and Kristen Cloak, 1995 to 1996.
Don't even know who they are, so pass.
Mercer.
I've never even heard of these people. What came out in 1995? Pass. That's what I'm going to do. Pass because I have.
Chaz.
Pass.
Is this the one with the newspaper?
This was Space Above and Beyond.
All right, Mercer.
I'll try 800 sci-fi series.
Jonathan LaPaglia and Don Franklin, 1998 to 2001.
Wow.
I actually know this one.
I don't get out. I don't watch these shows. I'm going to have to pass. I don't remember.
Chaz.
I know who Jonathan LaPaglia is, but pass.
What is
Hello,
7 days?
computer.
That is correct. Nicely done.
Nice tight game going.
6.
Chaz.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry, Chaz. I thought that was you.
Well, you can pick either one. I mean, you can go back, right?
Well, you already saw the clue.
Well, it doesn't matter. Either way, I'm not going to know this one.
Chaz.
Just leave it. Pass.
Pass?
Okay. Mercer.
Okay.
I'm going to pass because I don't know it.
I don't even know that name.
That was Space Battleship Yamato. Obviously, I'd never heard the names before, but I thought they might give it away.
Series we've heard of, John. Next time.
I love that anime, but I don't remember any actors from it or even when it came out. But I love watching it. I love the live action version that they made.
All right. Hello, computer. You get the
4.
last clue.
Roy Scheider and Jonathan Brandis, 1993 to 1996.
What is Sequest?
That's right.
Did I really like
You
Roy
mean-
Scheider?
You mean it's not Jaws, the series?
I don't think Jonathan Brandis.
2010?
Roy Scheider is the guy from Jaws, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he was also in 2010.
Okay. I think I fixed the color issue. I hope.
Not very good.
All right. Just didn't think about it.
I love
correctly.
that quote Omni put in the chat, by the way. One Yamato, one bridge. Lord.
Yep.
All right. In the private chat, I'm going to be putting the Cosmo Buzz link.
By the way,
Head on
thank
over
you,
there,
guys for
please.
putting this, thank you guys for putting this game together.
You're welcome. And let's head on over to Final Jeopnerdy. Consider how much you would like to wager based upon this category.
Tholians.
How many points do I have?
You have 4,200 points. You are 1,000 points off the lead behind Hello Computer. Chaz has 1,200 points.
You can round down if you want.
Mercer, you always make it interesting.
Not if you round down. Not if you round down. And if you know what movie I just quoted, you get a lot of money. We don't know what movie I quoted.
Let's reveal the clue.
The Tholians were renowned for this trait, as observed by both Spock and Cassidy Yates.
Players, you have 30 seconds. Kapla!
What do you tell me? Yeah? All right.
All right, let's put in your
Excuse me. Uh-oh. Jeff disconnected, apparently.
Hello?
Yeah, we lost Jeff. I'm not sure what happened.
How are you, John?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
Pretty good. Living the dream.
Awesome.
Living the dream. Thank you for getting all of my strange, obscure references today. That's some good ones.
Indeed, although sometimes I do have to look them up.
The one with the conversation with the Vulcan, I think that was a really great piece of dialogue. Never pay more for an acquisition than you have to.
The professor let me know he's having some technical difficulties, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
Where's the standby due to technical difficulties screen with the static or whatever it is?
Be right back. I'm going to use Deloja. That's the word I'm looking for. Deloja.
For some reason, I equate this to Picard yelling at Geordi, "I need those engines, Mr. LaForge."
Well, while we're waiting for the professor to get that sorted out, I'll go ahead and bring up the other future contestants from backstage. So let's say greetings to Brother Jay, to OmniCast, and to Patrick. How you doing?
So the other day, I watched Inception with my neighbor,
Yeah.
and he liked it. I came up with a new idea that his dead wife was actually correct. That everything that he dreams about, everything that he does is a dream. Like all this running around from different companies and doing espionage, none of that's real.
Hey, fellas. How you doing tonight?
Hello,
Pretty good.
hello.
Hello.
So you moved from a campground to a... I can't tell what that is.
Well, we want to make Maylon
Camp
great
down
again.
track, racetrack, 5 miles long, do-da.
Hey, Jay, what's going on, brother?
All
To
right,
quote,
how about y'all?
hey
I
Omni,
got
to quote,
sad news.
What's that?
I just saw on our local news that a skydiver in Caddo Parish fell to his death because his parachute wouldn't open.
Wow.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I hate when things like that happen. Jeez. I hope he was right with God. That's all I can think of right now.
How old was he?
They're not releasing any information until the family has been told.
notified.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mercer? How are you, brother?
Hey, I'm doing okay. Been chilling all day. I actually had my
Good.
neighbors invited me over for kind of a early Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, they made turkey and everything, and we got a couple days together. So,
Nice.
defamed.
John's getting a supreme compliment from Brad in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Brad.
Well, Mercer, that's what we call an intervention.
I don't understand.
I just want to note Omni hasn't said hi to Cinnabon yet.
He knows I'm here.
Also, Omni,
I've been taunting him all night in the comments. He knows I'm here.
to quote Captain Janeway, it's time to take out the garbage.
It's always a good time to destroy a
Time's
Malon ship.
up.
Time's up. The Krenim, the Malon, they mean nothing to her. Insignificant bugs to be squashed.
The multi-gunman. That's a
Greetings,
name.
multi-gunman.
Omni, I had a question for you.
Yes.
I really want to get back to watching the show, but why does the car hate dogs so much?
Hate what? Who?
Dogs.
It was a running
'Cause they're
trope
delicious.
throughout the series. You're talking about Knight Rider, not Baywatch
Yeah, of
Nights,
course.
right?
I'm only
Okay, got
talking
it.
about that, right? I don't think dogs pee on the Enterprise. I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
You're
Yeah,
not gonna let Omni. You're not gonna let that go, are you?
no, never. Sorry. Kid didn't like dogs because dogs had like fleas and it was barking at him. He had this little thing. He didn't like dogs.
Kit was a rich snob.
He was a little snobbish when it came to pets, but one episode he did take one in. There was a dog catcher after a dog, and he opened his door
I
and let
think
the
it was
dog
the
in.
same. I think it was the same episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a different one. I don't know.
No, it was called Many Happy Returns. Was the episode season 4?
Oh.
But there was a couple of episodes with dogs where he didn't like them too much. I don't know why.
I remember him insulting the dog. I mean, saying you're not man's best friend.
Right.
I'll make sure that by next week to have a Make Baywatch Nights Great Again hat made.
Man, that's it. And then Baywatch Hawaii. Don't
Dude,
forget
I so
about
much
Baywatch
want
Hawaii.
to open my car and vroom it around like a kid because it's got all the weapon, like the attack mode out. But I haven't done it. But I want to.
Super Pursuit mode. Yeah.
It's
I
awesome.
just wanted to see Kit in a Grey Poupon commercial. Excuse me, do you have some Grey Poupon?
John, I got a tribble from the convention. I have.
Oh, very nice.
Well, watch out. They breed like rabbits.
And you got triple poop too, didn't you? What was
That's
that?
one of my
I got tribble poop as well. Yep.
Yeah.
John. That's one of my favorite Trek moments of all time. The ending scene of Trials and Tribulations. The tribble on top of Quark's head. I laughed so hard the first time I saw that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. It's like he's always Armin Shimmer was so good at comedy. Like, anytime they needed comedy.
What's the show that Dominic Keating and Connor Trader to? The Decon Chamber? Is that what it's called?
It's a new one, yeah.
Yeah.
They had a woman I can't remember the name of, but also Armin Shimmerman and Jonathan Frakes, and he was talking about, and this is what John would call non-canon, so I apologize, but the crossover with Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds about the two actors, Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid, I think they are, and how they improv some of their lines, and Armin Shimmerman goes to Jonathan Frakes, "You don't do improv in Star Trek." I just love that.
If I'm not mistaken, now this was told to me. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's so cute. Armin Shimmerman, or Shimmerman, whatever his last name is pronounced, Quark. He goes to the director or maybe the star of the show, Avery Brooks, in Trials and Tribulation, and he wasn't supposed to be in that episode, and he goes, "Why not in this episode? This is a classic episode. I want to be in it." So they put him in it.
Did I just hear Brother Jay try to do a Quark impression? That was funny.
I mean, it would have been
No,
fun to
I'm
see
not
him
that
on
short.
station.
I'm
on
bigger
K7.
than that.
Yeah. But I guess I could see why they didn't, because maybe humans didn't encounter the Ferengi yet. Although they did in Enterprise, but they
Yeah, I
didn't
was
really
going
know
to
who
say
they
they
were.
did an Enterprise, which was before the original series, but
But they didn't really know who they were yet. Kind of like they didn't know who the Gorn were yet. But they knew somehow.
Okay,
Or the-
Mercer, you got it wrong. Patrick, let's see. Hello, computer got wrong, and Chaz, you got it right.
What? What got what right?
The answer to the Final Jeopardy.
I wrote punctuality. I wrote timeliness and punctuality. That is the right answer. There's no way that's not the right answer.
It's called a joke, dude.
By the way, I heard from Jeff. He said his internet went out. Seems kind of some kind of service outage.
Wow.
I'm not sure when it's going to be back up.
Oh God! Don't tell me the Arctic blast is already coming this way.
That I wouldn't know.
This sounds like cabal interference to me, if I've ever heard it.
There's a possibility.
Kamala interference. Yes. Yes. Kamala interference.
The Kabbalah. Yeah.
Kamala.
Okay.
Yes. I agree.
I don't. It got nerfed in the background, Omni. But when Jeff said Cinnabon gets to go first, I did yell out rigged. I just want to throw that up.
Oh no, we heard you. We definitely heard you.
Yes.
And just when it's going to get to an actual final decision, you lose.
Yeah, but the Baywatch Nights thing trumped that.
Baywatch Nights was like
I loved Baywatch Nights.
Isn't that where Hasselhoff would like solve? So he'd work the beach all day, right? And then at night he'd solve mysteries and be like a private investigator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, guy has a lot to do. He's busy.
That's where I fell in love with the lady.
The
Angie
one?
Harmon or something.
Yeah.
Something.
I think Baywatch Nights.
She did a show called it was about 3 detective women or something. She was a detective. One was a what do you call them people? Coroner, and the other one was assistant DA.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying in their spare time trying to find a serial killer. I can't think of the name of it, but I love that series. Only lasted 1 season because the ratings so-called were bad. Well, she put it on Lifetime. That was been a great show for Lifetime for women.
Yeah, I was thinking of Rizzoli and Isles, Brad, but it's not the show Jay's talking about.
Women's Murder Club. That's what it was.
You all can hear me still. I disabled my camera for a second.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
I was watching.
Is that a cat or a guinea pig?
That is my cat.
I love how Cinna's
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It's a rat, isn't it?
That is a cat. She's crawled up.
Oh, is that normal?
Yes. That is normal.
It looks weird on my phone.
Yeah, she just poked her head up for a second. She was sleeping like a little baby.
Meow, big freaking deal.
Yes, I understood what you were saying, Brad.
But
yeah, it was kind of like that too. I didn't get to see that series she was in.
Let me turn this off. I was thinking today because I was watching House of Quark, and I was smiling the entire time, and I realized that it kind of exemplifies what I like in a comedy. If other comedies do it, then I usually like it. It's not just the jokes, it's like, okay, there's a funny scene where Gowron throws the pad. I think that's great, or all these little gags. What I like about it is that the situation gets funnier as the story goes along. So I find myself laughing even if there's nothing funny about the scene, but just the fact that it's growing, the story's growing, and going in unpredictable directions. It applies to movies too. Like I usually don't laugh at movies that are just jokes, unless they're like like Naked Gun or something. I like it when comedies actually have a story that just becomes more and more. I don't know, just interesting. Like House of Quark was a great episode. It's
before Worf joined the show, wasn't it? So, like, we didn't see many Klingons.
Yeah,
and it was interesting to have Quark be the one to bring us back to the Klingon homeworld. See
Yeah,
Gowron
I
By
think,
the way,
I think he wrote. I think the guy, what's his name? Who wrote it? It was I don't remember who wrote it. Ronald D. Moore probably wrote it, and it was
Probably.
the first time Gowron appeared on DS9,
Right.
and they just put him in. It wasn't like they made a big fuss over the fact that he was back. It just made sense. And
by the way, Omni, Jeff losing his internet connection qualifies under cabal interference, doesn't it?
I said that. Yeah, I suspected.
it
I mean, I can't say for
qualifies,
sure.
as Gowron said, it qualifies as unusual circumstances so that he could keep his house. Dispensations of his house.
Dims are always doing something.
Well, if he can't get back, you can save 2 of the games for next week.
That's true. Yes.
There you go,
This
John.
is not ghosts.
No, as long as you tell us who won, if you could figure out who won. I don't know if you have access to the information from the end of the first round.
Well, Jeff handles the final Jeopardy, so I don't know, but assume that whenever he gets back online, we can figure that out, whether it's sooner or later.
Hey, can he? I suggested something in the chat. Can he use his phone as a hotspot for temporary internet?
I don't know.
How did he must have texted you on the phone to tell you that he had no internet?
Presumably, yes.
Unless they're mind meld. Oh my God.
Let's make Jeff's internet work again.
That would be nice.
Yes, Brad, that was a great.
Yes. Trump is after that right now.
Thematically, it worked, but it was also just a funny episode. And I'm not talking about the jokes. Like I said, just the situation as it kept going. Should Quark tell a lie that the guy died in honorable combat, or should he say that he just died by accident? The whole thing was like you questions which way he should go every time there was something new happening.
But speaking of Mr. Trump, isn't that him in your background, Omni? By the truck?
Yep.
I mean, he's not in the picture. No.
I mean, it's someone that looks like him with
What?
the same suit and the hat.
Looks
No,
like
it's just
him?
it's one of his henchmen. It's he's wearing MMGA hat, make Malon great again.
Who's the blonde
God.
chick?
Just a worker, someone that's working the event, a press handler of sorts. There's a lot of people here. This is a big
You
event.
mean that's not the
Is
Borg
that the
Queen
new
in
press
human form?
secretary?
Yeah. Yep. Because the Malon are taking out the garbage. It doesn't mean you are garbage. Just remember that. If you support them, doesn't mean you're garbage.
What I meant to say is that
Unless you
you
have membership in the
are
cabal.
garbage.
Does garbage equal cabal, Omni?
Have any of you guys played Bridge Commander?
Nope.
I haven't, and I haven't used it yet. Next generation, and I could pick TNG bridge or I could pick a TOS bridge, but it's way too complicated. Have you heard of it, John?
Bridge Commander?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
Okay. I've never played it.
Why can't I remember the stupid name of it, but the mobile game that's out right now that I keep getting the
Fleet
YouTube
Command.
ads for?
Fleet
Command.
Command.
Fleet Command?
Yeah, it's a free
Is that what
mobile
you said?
game based on a franchise called Star Trek. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Probably not.
A few times, maybe.
You
Star Trek
can't
cartoon
feel
content.
it yet, but I'm imagining a fire under your seat.
Breaking news: Omni's back at the cabin again.
Yeah. We ran a long campaign. It's time to relax for a few days.
Yep.
He's also in the unofficial John DeMarco uniform.
He's trying to maculate into society.
I mean, Omni did fill in for John very well at one point, but
That was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. And man, John, what he does makes it look easy. That's all I can say.
I appreciate it.
Boy, I definitely know it's not easy.
78
It's so
questions,
easy.
guys.
It's so easy. It's
78
so easy.
questions.
It's so easy.
78.
That's also what I learned. The little Jeopardy intro at Jeff Voices is pre-recorded because the name of the host didn't change.
This is Jeopnerdy. And now your host, John DeMarco.
Otherwise known as John the Beard.
Dude, you got the beard going on big time today, John.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
if he shaved that thing and had a haircut, we wouldn't be able to recognize him.
That's a distinct possibility.
Mm.
And Brad also has a question for the panel. Which option to save the galaxy would you choose? Either teach a cooking class to the Gorn or compete in a debate with Packlets as judges?
That's a tough one.
I would go for the Packlets. I don't trust the Gorn. They have too many teeth.
And they don't trust you.
Computer in program.
You should put a regular picture or a different race on me.
Well, it's just tradition now. That's it.
Yeah.
Started as a Borg, I'll end as a Borg.
Clearly going off arena, Kirk would teach a class to the Gorn on how to make gunpowder. But
You know what I'll never forget, Omni? When I was a kid, I think when they aired the pilot of Knight Rider, the bit I'll never forget is I think he falls asleep while the car is driving, but then he gets at some point he says, "Did we wind up in Darth Vader's bathroom?"
Well, he says that to Devin when he first sits in the car. He goes, "What's all this? Looks like Darth Vader's bathroom."
Yeah, I just remember that line. It's one of those lines that, as a kid, you just never forget. You don't remember exactly when he says it, but
it's in the novel too. There's actually a novel with a pilot episode, so I'm pretty sure Glenn Larson came up with that line himself because he wrote it.
Yeah.
But he does get pulled over as well in the first episode, and he pretends to be deaf.
Definitely.
Yeah, I remember that.
And a kink in his neck.
Yeah, he has a crick in his neck, and he pretends to be deaf.
So it's kind of like they're doing like did you ever see the Cannonball Run? Well, they should have had Kit in the Cannonball Run, but like in the scene where they're in the ambulance.
It kind of did with that computer the Chinese people had.
We were flashing you for miles.
But it's like there was that bit where it was based on actually a true story where the director was actually did this when they were driving the ambulance and they convinced the police that they had to transport the person by car instead of by air. That was actually what the director did when he competed in the Cannonball.
Clever.
Did John, you see that movie, The Cannonball Run?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's
my God!
Movie,
where the heck have you been?
It's about
it came out in the 80s.
It's about an illegal race you go cross country from like New York or New Jersey or something all the way to California, and it's illegal. You know.
Real quick on an aside, is Patrick okay? I can just hear breathing from his mic, I think.
That's normal.
Well, when the breathing stops, you know there's a problem, right?
I thought that was the hell of computer asleep.
No, I'm still awake here.
Now, every time I hear when I first heard the word of the species Borg, I kept remembering that Muppet creator character, the
chef.
Swedish or Hungarian chef. Borga, 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 borga.
Sounds Swedish. That's why they say sounds Swedish in the movie.
That was actually an homage to the chef.
I'd like to see the Borg is assimilate Yaphet.
Liquid pork would not work.
That would be
That
cool.
poor dude. He died too soon, didn't he?
Norm Macdonald, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. He was so good in that show.
He's getting everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you
Like
guys all
Tony
think?
Todd.
Yeah, Tony Todd. He played the. I think they wanted him to appear in more than one episode, but they probably only got him for one episode based on his schedule. He was in the Sanctuary episode.
Thanks so heavy. Thanks so heavy.
But they really found like guys that would have played good Klingons to play Mocklins. Like the guy that plays Bortus would have played a good Klingon. That one tall dude, it worked in the engine room for one episode or whatever. Wanted the cupcake. He would have been a great Klingon. The guy that was it the same guy that the security chief had a little relationship with? Yeah, I think it was the
same guy.
Yep. But they found all these great Klingon type actors for Mocklins.
John, I think he's obsessed with the Orville, don't you think?
Well, I know he loves the Orville, and as do I.
Oh, you
We John
That's
has
all right.
had Orville-based categories before, to be fair.
Yeah,
I
no,
have, yes.
to satisfy his curiosity, yes. Is it true that they finally decided to do a new season of that thing?
I think they are. Yeah, they said something, but they
It
haven't.
took them a long time, didn't it?
Well, there have been hints that they're playing another season, but there have been no official announcements either way.
Actually, they had a announcement of the date that they're going to start making it. They said January something.
Yeah, there was an official call sheet leak, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling it's going to be different.
We just don't know who's going to be in it, though. Because the lady, she said that, yep, we're done. The first officer, she said, we're done.
She might not have known at that time of that interview that they were doing it.
No, I didn't see that. Oh, who won the Mike Tyson fight?
Not him.
Netflix.
Oh?
They took everybody's money and then
Oh, come on. Someone paid somebody off. Mike Tyson could have killed that dude.
Mike Tyson is 58 years old, bro.
I don't care. I remember seeing a video of Mike Tyson beating a living snot out of this dude with one hand punch for talking to a woman rudely. He just went up and he turned him around and knocked him. Come on now. Mike Tyson, he's one of the greatest champs we've had. Shoot. You ripped off a man's ear. How greater can you be? Come on, that was a good laugh. Come on now.
Well, I think the whole thing was a big money grab, and I think that Netflix could be sued for not being able to host it correctly because so many people couldn't watch it.
Why?
Because they were buffering. It was so busy that they were buffering.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Almost everybody I talked to couldn't watch it. And then they would get kicked
Yeah,
off.
a lot of people lost the connection. A lot of people lost the connection from Netflix.
Now, if it was a pay-per-view fight and that happened, I guarantee you a suit would happen. Now, the fact that it's
They did pay for that individual fight, they said.
Oh, did they? I thought it was just for free.
You had to pay for it to watch it, is what I was told.
What I'm understanding is that it's part of Netflix. So you pay for Netflix, but you get all this stuff for like a month. It wasn't paying for that particular fight.
I thought you had to pay extra for it.
Now, the impression I got was that it was part of your Netflix. But what my point is that if it was a pay-per-view fight and it buffered, for a lot of people, that's a lawsuit. Now, I don't know if it's still a lawsuit if you're paying for the whole month and this is just something they threw in as part of your
Well,
membership.
yeah, if it was pay-per-view, yeah, because there's
No, I'm saying it, but if
there's a precedence for that because
it
people
wasn't pay-per-view.
sued what was it, John? Showtime or HBO for a certain prize fight, and the connection was lost until the very end, and people sued them, and they got their money back. So there, that makes a precedence. Unless it only makes a precedence unless it's in the appellate court or Supreme Court. I don't know. I guess I have to get Hulu again when it comes out.
Now, I'm going to subscribe to Netflix in January for a month because the new Wallace and Gromit movie is playing, and I love the Wallace and Gromit movies.
Did y'all hear that Amazon is shutting down Freevee?
I had not heard that.
Yeah. In a couple of weeks, they're shutting it completely down because
talked
they're
about that
adding ads to their Prime Video free streaming section. They're going to have a free movie and television section, and you have to watch videos. But the thing is, you still have to pay for it to get a subscription to watch it.
So it's
So
not free.
why am I paying ads if it's free?
I mean, you like Pluto. We've talked about that before. That's not a bad service.
Yeah.
But you got to watch the ads too.
Yeah, but they don't have Dallas.
Oh, you watch Dallas on the Freevee?
Oh, I watch it. My aid workers are so tired of watching Dallas.
What is it, about 10
Oh, not
seasons?
this again. No, this is a new episode. It's not new. The same ones. But you hadn't seen it. I don't care.
Was it 10 years they were on or so? What was it, about 9 or
14 years.
14. God bless them.
And 2 movies.
Right.
And I think it was 3 seasons, maybe 4. I think it's 3 seasons of the new season, so of the new series. So technically, it was 17 seasons.
17 seasons. Okay.
Yep.
What was the spinoff? Wasn't there a spinoff too?
That was Knots Landing. That went to
right.
15 or 18 seasons, something like that. It went over Dallas's record. Yeah. After the Bobby coming back in a dream sequence, they cut ties with Dallas because they didn't want to continue with that because they had a great season that past season, so they didn't want to wipe that season out.
Brad Wolf has a couple of questions for you, Jay. He says, 1, have you watched the revival series of Dallas? And 2,
that's the one I was talking about.
And why did you shoot JR?
Why did I shoot JR? I didn't shoot JR. Why would I shoot my uncle?
I don't know. That's what he's asking.
He was, I mean, I told my uncle that they should have sued. He should have sued Dallas and CBS and the producer because that was his. He was like J.R. Ewing. You didn't mess with my uncle. Shoot. I'll tell you a story about it when we get off there because I don't want to embarrass him. But there's a good story. Oh, yeah.
Man, I had way too much to eat.
What'd you have?
Oh, you about to blow
I
up?
had the whole Thanksgiving thing today. My neighbors decided to have an early Thanksgiving, so I had turkey and all the trimmings.
Oh, that put you out. That'll put you to sleep.
Yeah, I'm getting a little
Are they
tired.
trying to fatten you up for Thanksgiving? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. A lot of people go different places on Thanksgiving, so I guess one of my neighbors is obsessed with getting a turkey and making sure somebody eats it. So they made the two
There,
neighbors got together and they made this stuff, and so we had it today.
yeah.
That's nice.
There is a cute, I don't know if you call it a meme or a GIF, but there is a cool, let me see if I can find it, that I got on here somewhere. I thought I had it here. It may be this one. It's about, here it is. Klingon turkeys, finally a Thanksgiving dinner that bites back. They will sing songs of our glorious drumsticks. Today is a good day to die.
Yeah, but they wouldn't eat turkey because it's been in the sun for too long.
Burned meat.
See, John was going to say that. I just made it. I could tell John was thinking exactly what I was.
Burnt bird meat.
John was thinking. Like I can read John's mind. Like if it's a Star Trek quote on the tip of his tongue, I know what it's going to be. It's Star Trek quote or episode or a star that should come up in the conversation. John has it access in the front of his brain, going right down, ready to be coming out of his mouth, and I know it right off the bat.
Did they drop the turkeys from a helicopter?
Oh, I love that episode. Pinedale Ridge shopping mall has just been bombed by live turkeys. Film at 11.
The humanity. Oh.
What are you talking
Oh, I
about?
can't go back in there.
WKRP in Cincinnati. It's a very famous episode of that very funny show where
They showed that. They used to show that every single Thanksgiving night on CBS.
You have
for
to.
years.
It's mandatory. Okay. And what is it? Mr. Carlson gets the idea to drop turkeys down from the helicopter onto the ground. But they were live turkeys, right? They were live turkeys. And
I swear to God, I could have sworn turkeys could fly.
That's the last line of the episode. It's the best. The best. Oh, that was funny.
And Herb is just looking. What's the word? He doesn't know how to react. He's just dumbfounded. He's just going.
Yeah, it looks like he saw
what happened?
Ghost. Yeah.
What happened? What happened, boss? What happened?
Oh man, that was great.
He and Herb go in the office. He says, I don't want to talk about it. Shuts the door. A few minutes later, he opens the door and says, I swear to God, or something, he says, I could have sworn turkeys could fly.
That was Mr. Carlson. Yeah, Mr. Carlson.
They could once.
But the most famous thing is what Johnny said. The Pine Ridge shopping mall has just been bombed by live turkeys. Film at 11.
Dr. Johnny Fever. Yeah. That was a good show. Great show, actually. Such a low budget, but such great writing.
That's the reason why when Mikey or somebody has this man named Booger on his channel, on their channel, I always welcome him by going, Booger. Like Johnny did.
There was an old.
Almost forgot, fella babies. Booger.
Going back to Star Trek, aren't they coming up with a show where there's like a broadcast sent out to the Federation? That's going to be the premise of a new show that they're doing.
No, I heard they're doing Starfleet Academy.
Section 31?
No, after that.
Section
They're doing a show about a broadcast. Hold on, let me find it.
While he's looking it up, was there something you were going to say, Chaz?
No, he said something about Booger, and I was going to say there's an old WWE wrestler named Bastion Booger. In the beginning of his theme song would go, "I am the Booger Man."
The
And then
Booger
he'd
Man.
I
snore.
am the booger man. That's
By the
cute.
way, somebody was talking about the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight on Netflix. If they had issues on that fight night, the fact that WWE Monday Night Raw is going to Netflix at the beginning of 2025, that's not
Okay.
comforting for WWE.
Okay, here it is. They're developing a show. Federation's outsiders serving in a gleaming resort planet to find out their day-to-day exploits are being broadcast to the entire quadrant. That's the premise of a show that they're working on. It's a live-action comedy.
Yeah, I think that one of the people from Lower Decks is working on that.
Yes.
It sounded terrible when I heard about it.
Yes, it
It
does.
sounds like what Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis said they pitched to. They were jokingly pitching to Paramount about the Rikers, him and her and a dog named Worf.
I was really disappointed that we didn't see. I mean, I don't want to talk New Trek, but I did like the character of Kestra, and I was disappointed we didn't get to see her again.
Yeah. Well, you stuck around for that panel, with the Strange New Worlds, right? That was nice. The three girls were talking.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the Kestra from the Picard series.
Yeah.
Riker's
Yeah, why
daughter.
did you do that to him, Omni?
Yeah. Why don't you tell John and everyone what you thought about that panel, Mercer? About
I was bored.
the new Trek. Uhura was talking and
It was
Chapel.
I mean, I didn't really listen because I couldn't hear them.
Uhura was talking. That's impossible.
Uhura would never talk.
They had a lot of people at their tables lined up. I have to say. They had a lot.
There wasn't many people there though, in terms of fans. Like I expected a booming convention, and Star Trek just doesn't attract the crowds anymore.
But it was Sunday. It was a 3-day show.
Okay.
So maybe Saturday was the big one.
Yeah.
But it was very chill. I mean, everyone was very relaxed there. I mean, even the actors, everyone was just pretty relaxed and just.
Yeah, the funniest thing you missed it was when Frakes. We were near Martok getting our picture.
Yeah.
And Frakes is creeping up behind us. I don't actually think we got him in the shot, but he was trying to photobomb us.
That's funny.
So
he was having a good time.
I just get the impression that none of these guys, they just were waking up. They probably stayed in the hotel at that place.
Yeah.
They just woke up and got out of bed. We went down to hang out.
Yeah.
That's
paid to do it.
Oh, sweet Jesus, there is a God.
I got to tell you, that new girl that plays. Sorry about that. I don't know what that is. It's my phone or something. That new girl that plays Chapel, she's a real snot.
I didn't talk to her. I mean, you mean just seeing her on stage when she was talking about her art?
No. When I went to talk to her, she just seemed a little bit like I'm too cool for school.
Oh, yeah. And then what was it? And La'an had her little dog with her the whole time.
I didn't see her. They had lower decks. They had lower decks people there.
I don't know. Not that I saw. I mean, I saw Spock was there, Ethan Peck, and then they had Saru was there too.
Was he? Oh yeah, he was. They also had that girl from Picard.
Gesundheit.
Michelle Hurd.
Yeah. Did they have anybody else from Picard?
That's a good question. I mean, Dorn. Well, the rest of the team.
I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about somebody just from Picard itself.
I don't think so. I mean, they could have been there on the guy that played Locke was pretty good. From Discovery, he was there.
Oh yeah, Shaw.
Shaw. Well, Shaw was, he was cool. Yeah, Shaw was.
Who are you talking about? Locke from Discovery.
Locke and the guy from Discovery season 5.
I never saw it. So
the Breen.
Yes, the Green Breen.
I never watched that season 5, so I don't know who that is. But
I saw him there too.
They also I got a picture with the guy that played from the original series. He played Pike when he's in the wheelchair.
I saw that guy. He was old. I saw him around the corner. Yeah.
And we really liked him. And he also played Kinney. He played a guy that was in Taste of Armageddon. You know what I'm talking about? Taste of Armageddon. The pilot, the navigator.
He played one of the councilmen or something.
No, he was a navigator on the Enterprise.
He was what?
the navigator of the Enterprise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sorry about that.
That's
Yeah, he was
Are
the
you
navigator.
talking about Are you talking about the dude? Oh, what is his name?
Kenny, I think.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I know who
Let me
you're
look it
talking
up. I
about.
have the picture right here. Let me look it up.
Thanks for stopping
I
by,
don't think
Brad.
it's.
Thanks, Brad.
Good luck.
I don't think it's Leslie. I think it's another navigator guy.
I don't know the name of his character, but let me see what the actor's name is.
But Robin Curtis was so gracious. I spoke to
Oh
her
yeah,
for at least 25 minutes. She signed my Knight Rider Blu-ray because she starred in an episode of Knight Rider season 1, and just so humble and so gracious. She lives in New York. She doesn't even live in California. She's just very normal, very down to earth, and she just shared some stories. And I even asked her. I said when she got the part on TNG, and we weren't talking a lot of Star Trek, mind you, but when I had to ask when she got the part on TNG, the episode, the two-parter, the Gambit, did they approach her? Or did she? She's like, no, I had to try out for that. She goes, they didn't give me any credit for being Savick. They didn't give me any kind of like phone call or any kind of special treatment. I had to go through the rehearsal process. I mean, the casting process.
right.
Like
One
anybody
thing,
else would.
one thing I talked to her about, because I'll never forget this. I was listening to the Star Trek 3 commentary track,
Mm-hmm.
which has like almost everybody that was involved in the film, and in that track, she just sounded very thankful and very gracious. She just was amazingly thankful to just be a part of the film.
Yeah.
And I brought that up to her, like how she was so thankful to be in on that track. I also brought up the fact that we talked about how Nimoy encouraged her to not imitate Savick, just play Vulcan when she was
Yeah.
Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I brought up my favorite incarnation of that kind of acting, where somebody is not doing an impression of the original actor, and she said she'd go back and rewatch it, and that was Ben Cross from the reboot playing Sarek. He did not do a Mark Leonard impression, but you
True.
still feel that he is Sarek.
True.
And
Yeah,
so
You know
she said that
why
Nimoy coached her.
he asked her not to do a imitation of Christy Alley's Savick is because they cut out the scene in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan where they mentioned that she was
half Robin.
half Romulan, so she's a full Vulcan.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the guy I met was Sean Kenny. He was the guy that played the Pike in the wheelchair.
Wheelchair guy, yeah. But Robin, I mean, because she said that Nimoy cast her basically himself, and he said that he coached her how to play the right way of Vulcan. I mean, I told you can't have a better coach than Nimoy, being the director of Star Trek,
No.
Search for Spock. And
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean, it was really, really good experience. She's really, really humble. Right next to her was Terry Farrell, and she looked busy. I didn't even really bother with her too much.
I didn't get to talk to her either.
Yeah, she was. A lot of fans really wanted to talk to her. God, is she tall? I mean,
Yeah, she was a lot taller than I thought.
But
I did get to talk to Grodenchik. I did get to talk to Grodenchik, Max Grodenchik.
Yeah,
the guy that played Rom. He was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Martok, when we first got there, before you got there, me and Kristen.
Yeah.
By the way, she was really glad to meet. She was a little shy, but she was glad to meet everybody.
Oh, she's great. Yeah.
She said that she felt like more herself in the costume than she was cosplaying.
She was definitely amongst friends. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we got wait real quick. We got to talk to Hertzler, and he talked to us for a long time. He was super cool. Anyway,
he looked so stern. I walked right by him like 6 times. I felt like he looked like grumpy. I didn't even want to talk to him.
No, just go up and talk to him, man.
He looked so grumpy. I don't want to, I don't want to bother him. That's funny.
Yeah, no, he was super cool because I went up to him and I said, "Ritter House, we're waiting."
Ritter House, yeah.
You know, let's see what Uncle Roy has for you today. What? I had too much sauerkraut at Frank's last night. What can I say?
So John, I represented us. There was Star Trek trivia as well. There was 3 rounds. Okay, and I went up there on the stage, and there was a trick question. I think the last one really kind of threw pretty much everybody off. It was, what was the first species to make contact out of the Gamma Quadrant with the station?
Well,
With
that would have
DS9.
been the Wadi, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
and you would have been wrong because that's what I was thinking, because the answer was Tosk.
All right, Tosk.
And but it's funny how everyone had yes or no. Basically, you have a paper in one hand or the other. So you hold up yes, you hold up no. Everyone kind of held up the Wadi being yes. I'm like, all right, well, they all seem to think I thought it was Tosk, but I held up yes
got
too.
It right. Guess who got it right after that? I didn't actually go to that question, but when you asked me, guess who got it right?
You knew it, yeah. I pulled the host over. He was walking around. I pulled him over to have a few words with him. But yeah, that was funny though. It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I just remember that.
Hey,
I just remember that Cisco said, "Let's dispense with the usual first contact ceremonies for now," because he seems a little nervous.
Right.
So they just had O'Brien go meet him.
The Wadi was the first official visit, right? The first.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. And I got mixed up.
And that's what your brain thinks, right? You start thinking about it. But whatever happened to the Wadi or the Tosk? You never heard those people again. They just.
I don't know. They were intended to be part of the Dominion. Like the Tosk was intended to be a part of the Dominion, but they never made that connection in the show. But in the companion for Deep Space Nine, they talk about Tosk as being a part of the Dominion, that they intended to make that gap. You know what other episode I watched recently? I don't know how well it ages, but I watched an episode from Enterprise called Desert Crossing, which had the guy from Shawshank Redemption. What the heck is his name?
Clancy something.
Clancy. John Clancy Brown or something.
Yep.
And here he is. They actually literally call him a terrorist or something. They literally are he's trying to get the Enterprise guys to fight for him, and they're talking about rights. And I'm thinking this is a hot issue, especially at the time.
True.
You fought for the Suliban. Why can't you fight for me?
It was just like, seriously, like it was like, do you remember in TNG when you had it was like suddenly the writers got a real mean streak in them, because in TNG they had the Hunted followed by the High Ground. It's like, what were they really thinking during those 2 weeks of writing those episodes?
Yeah.
Two war episodes in a row.
Well, one was
it shows the difference between why Captain Archer shouldn't have stuck his nose in his in the wrong place, and now the consequences of that, because that man wants him to fight for him and his people. Well, that's a consequence of what he did with the Suliban.
Yeah. No, it's a good episode, but it just there's a lot of real, like the allegory is pretty thin, and unlike the 60s where the networks wouldn't notice allegory if it hit them in the face, today allegories are very noticeable.
Yeah.
But most of the episode is just them walking through the desert and playing. What is it? What were they playing? Places?
It's like lacrosse or something. It was
no. I know after they played lacrosse, they were playing like place names, like geography.
Oh, they were playing geography. Okay.
Like, and at one point, X came up and he's like Xanadu or something, and he's like, "It's not a real place.
It's not a real world."
What was it? The place that was named before that was the one where the same place where Mayweather got to meet somebody with 3. What was it called?
Dralax or?
Yeah, Dralax maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it Dralax or is it? He's always talking about Dralax. So it must have been on the.
No, Professor V.S.C. Thor. What?
Is
that obscure French?
It wasn't Dralax. I don't think it was Dralax. Let me look it up.
It's something like that, wasn't it?
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Apparently, Patrick is also experiencing his own technical issues. He says, my network decided to go and run a firmware update, as it is set to auto update between 4 and 5 a.m.
Oh, God. One of those things ask permission first.
Okay, let me just go to this.
Yeah, have you heard from Jeff at all? Do you think we're going to be finishing tonight, or?
Based on the last update I heard from him, it may be a while before his internet comes back up. So it's likely we're not going to be able to do any more games tonight. So I apologize for that.
No, it's all right. I'm going to call it
Did you
tonight,
see
then,
that,
guys.
John? T-Dowd says that's a shame. I warned him against getting a Fisher-Price modem.
But what if you
good night,
won?
guys.
What if you won?
Good night, Cinnabon.
Good
night.
Back and
good night, Patrick.
Well, what if he comes back and you're gone?
You see, he left.
All right, bye.
I think he knew he got it wrong. Let's see.
What did you get? What did you guess? Oh, he's left.
He left.
He's gone.
He gone.
Just the one time I feel like I did good is a time that I can't see if I did good.
Well, whenever the professor gets his internet back on, we'll obviously report on the final results. Although I don't know if that'll be tonight or not.
Omni, have you ever seen?
Yeah.
Oh, what? I had it on the tip of my tongue.
I haven't seen
It was a Japanese game based outside, kind of like Extreme Sports, and on ABC. But it was Japanese, and TNN bought the rights to it and made fun with it by dubbing it in English. What is the name of it?
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name of it. It was on late at night,
MXC or something.
You going way back though. This was on like late at night, wasn't it? Usually, like.
Yeah, in the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. The guy in English, he's doing the voice of the leader, the timekeeper or whatever, and he swings his arm with his band, his whatever you call it, whip or something. He goes, "There you go." The way they did that thing. My favorite game was the one where they are leaping on those rocks and the log rolling. Oh my God, they could crush someone's spine. Most extreme something.
I don't remember the name of it, but I do remember seeing something like that. I don't remember the exact name of it though. Late at night.
The whole idea of people being born in space, they really didn't use that idea in Enterprise as much as I guess they thought they would.
You mean the
probably people born in space don't have a big enough immunity for germs and stuff like they do on Earth.
Yeah, but that was like one of the ideas behind Travis. They're gonna like have a whole bunch of people like him that were going to be space boomers that were born in space and that were not born on Earth.
I thought they had a pretty good backstory. I thought the episodes though were lacking. The ones where they went back to the cargo ships, both of them. There was two of them.
I like that captain. What was his name? Captain Keen that Archer was talking to at the end. Yeah. That was a really great scene.
He was cool. But that first officer guy that tried to take over and they had the Nausicaan prisoner or something. I don't know. I didn't like that at all. And then when he went back to his ship, that was depressing too. I don't know. It was called
MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. God, I love that show.
But they just used redresses of the sets of the Enterprise sets. Like it was just odd. And of course, Mayweather wasn't the best actor,
No, he wasn't. There are times when he was pretty good, but he was inconsistent.
I don't think he can carry an episode like that. Like even Harry Kim had trouble doing it on Nightingale and a few others. Like
he was awesome in Timeless. I don't know how much
why did he have acting lessons or something? What the hell? You're right. He was so much better in that one.
He must have had Red Bull or something because he was fantastic and timeless.
You know what it was? He wasn't playing himself. He was
No,
playing
he
a
was
future
playing
version
like
of himself, right?
a more ambitious version of himself. And that last scene is one of my best Voyager memories.
Yes.
Where he's like yes, and then he. It's one of the best moments I think. In what I love about the writing of that episode is that it's all text solution. Like it's all like here's slipstream technology, here's all this, but it still works as a character story, like his character.
I think it works all around.
Yeah, that's what
Everyone
I'm
is
saying.
great.
It's a good balance.
Everyone is great in that episode. Chakotay, even Beltran plays it a little bit differently. The older version of himself, and it was good. The Doctor was quick. Everybody was on their game in that episode. That was a really good one. You can't argue with that. And of course, Geordi was in it too, so that's a bonus. That's a treat too.
Yeah, it was a great episode. But yeah, that was directed by Burton, wasn't it?
Right. So he was on hand. Yeah.
And he was in the Galaxy class. What was that?
What?
The Challenger. Which was fitting to see him in a Galaxy class.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
yeah,
it's just a great episode. It's one of those Voyager episodes. Like I think when they approach their premise sincerely, Voyager works. Like the Cloud or Eye of the Needle.
Yeah.
When they're doing episodes about them being lost and they do it sincerely, then Voyager can be awesome. But it's just you can't sustain 7 years on the premise of them being lost. Did you know that Roddenberry, when he was developing the original series, and I could be wrong about my facts here, but back when the ship was still called the Yorktown and he was still planning the show, he was going to have the Enterprise be lost somewhere and have to get home. And then somebody suggested to him, and I don't remember the whole story, that no, they should get orders every week. They should have different sets of orders. That, I think, was the key to cracking the code of Star Trek. That I think, they might not have gotten orders every episode, but having them answer to somebody and going on different missions was the key, I think.
Yeah. Plus,
To the
Lost
whole
in Space
show
was already
for
out
me.
there.
And that's why I don't like Voyager.
Well, yeah, but I know why they did Voyager too. I mean, I understand. I mean,
They wanted a new ship. They wanted a show set on ship.
And they wanted to get away from DS9 and not mess with that, mess with that universe, and just kind of be on their own. It was a bold premise, and they touch on a lot of the moral difficulties, especially in the earlier seasons that Janeway had. I guess she kind of lost them later on. I mean, target the cargo hold, take out the garbage. You don't really have many morals at that point. You're pretty much out the window. You're just an assassin at that point. But it's still fun to watch.
Right. So the guy that was
garbage men anyway, they don't really count.
The guy that was in Voyager, what's his name? He was in Lord of the Rings, right?
Who's that?
Dorff, Brad Dorff. Is that the same guy?
Oh, Brad Dourif? Yeah.
Was he the guy that played Wormtongue, or is that a different guy?
I'm not sure. He's an amazing actor, though. Amazing. He's been in a lot of different series, including Babylon 5, which we will eventually see him in that.
I just watched The Fugitive with my neighbor a couple days ago, and Tomalak shows up at the end.
Yes.
I was like, man, that is so cool.
Andreas Katsoulis is the one-armed man. Yeah.
What is this, a trench coat convention? Here's what I don't get is why would he try to kill Kimball at the end? Because if they tries to kill him again, they're going to know he did it.
I guess to get him off his back from being exposed, right? I mean, he'd be exposed for the murder of his wife.
Yeah, but
he'd be going in.
But if he kills Kimball at the end, they're going to know that he still can't just kill somebody, And he was working for that dude, and you're going to kill him. It was a little weird, the ending.
Yeah. What do you think of U.S. Marshals?
I never saw it. I always wanted to see it because I love the character of Gerard, but I never watched. I heard it was terrible, and I heard Stuart Baird is a terrible director.
It wasn't terrible. Stuart Baird is a terrible director, but it wasn't a terrible movie.
I've never watched. I think I watched the beginning where he's in a chicken suit, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this, but if it's a good movie, I'll watch it.
It's not great, but it's good enough, especially if you like The Fugitive. Let's just put it.
Yeah, I did like The Fugitive, but I never watched it though. I never got around to it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because his little crew was pretty cool. The Gerard's crew, like you said.
Yeah, I always like them.
Joey
And
Pants was in there, and the rest of the guys. I mean, it was a good.
Joey Pants, yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Did they have the black woman? She was always good in the first one. I forget her name.
No, I think the whole crew was back. I think they were all were in
Yeah.
it, pretty much. And then Wesley Snipes is the I guess the antagonist, if you will.
Was he innocent too?
Well, that's the whole premise, right? I mean, it's you don't know that at first, right? But then they piece it together.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Yeah, maybe I will watch it if it's a good price.
And then what's his name is in it? Iron Man. So he's in it too.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Oh, one thing I noticed is that I was watching Civil War a few weeks ago with Iron Man and Captain America, and Lily Sloan from First Contact was in it.
Alfre Woodard.
Alfre Woodard was in it. She had a very small part, but she was in it. She was the lady that met Tony outside when he's out by the elevators, and she just gives him a guilt trip about her son.
Huh.
You remember that?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
What's that?
Yeah, I think I remember that scene.
Yeah, she gives him a guilt trip about her son dying from Stark Technologies. So, man, she is a great. She's a really powerful actress. She's just great. Alfre Woodard. By the way, on the commentary for First Contact, Frakes was saying that Alfre Woodard is like his godmother, and he has a whole story.
She is his godmother.
Yeah, his whole story as to how that happened. So
she was his godmother growing up.
What's that?
I said she was his godmother growing up.
She doesn't look old enough to be his godmother.
No.
Like she looks younger than Frakes.
When he was growing up, well, I don't know. All I know is he said that was his godmother growing up.
Yeah. I think there was a story to it, but I have to listen to the commentary track again to remember.
That's all they said.
No, he does tell a
That's
little
all
bit
they
more.
said.
No, he does talk about it.
I didn't hear it. I just heard that she was his
Well,
grandmother.
by next week, I'll tell you for sure, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't say it at the beginning, but I'm pretty sure there's a spot in the commentary where he actually talks about it. Like he mentions it at the beginning during the credits, but then he doesn't talk about it for a little while.
Okay.
I love commentary tracks. I do. I had my Back to the Future Blu-rays were scratched, so just this week I ordered them again for like $20. And the commentary tracks are why I buy them, because there's so much information in Bob Gale's commentary. Did you know that when they were filming the sequels back to back for Back to the Future, usually actors and the filmmakers get like a pay increase from going from one sequel to another. So Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd got paid more to do part 3 than they got to do part 2. And but Bob Gale, who was the writer, and Zemeckis, who directed, they were going to get paid the same for doing part 3 that they got for part 2. And they were like, "Why is this? Well, we should negotiate for a better deal." So they were talking to their agent, and their agent said, "We're going to work this deal out because nobody's budging. So for the first day of shooting for part 2, don't go to work. Just don't show up, and that'll help us, light a fire. We'll make sure you get a pay raise." Well, so Zemeckis stayed home the first day of shooting, and he got a call from the head of Universal, the very head of Universal. His name is Lou Wasserman, who was involved with the mobsters like the Rackets went back in the day. And he got the call, and he says, "You better freaking show up to work." And he did, and he didn't get the raise because you don't mess with Lou Wasserman,
It's funny.
So that's a story.
They, Jonathan Frakes and Alfre Woodard were lifelong friends in the 70s. And she's a lifelong friend of Jonathan Frakes and calls him her godson because he told her he didn't have a godmother ever. And she said, well, you can just think of me as your godmother.
I see. So it's not a real godmother. It's like an adoptive godmother.
No,
They're
no.
peers. They're colleagues. They're friends. Because she does not look older than him. She looks even younger than him. To be honest with you.
At a barbecue, Woodford told Frakes she would be his godmother because he
Okay.
didn't have one.
Okay.
They were in something before First Contact. If it's possible, it could be. Uh, maybe she was in with him in North and South or something, or maybe a play.
Yeah.
But that's the story.
Okay. Thank
They
you.
grew up together as actors, and he told her at a barbecue that he never had a godmother, and she.
It's funny how barbecues
We
make
lost
such a
Jay.
big difference for Star Trek.
Uh-oh.
Did Jay just disappear?
Yeah, he just dropped out for some reason.
What is going on with the
It's fun.
internet? We're being picked off one by one here, guys.
Like the predator, it's hunting us.
It's hunting.
If
Something
it
is going
bleeds,
after.
we can kill it.
John, your show is under attack. It's taking out
But,
key players. Okay.
It sure seems like it.
well, like there's a whole thing when they were making before they were doing Star Trek 2, or when they were planning it. Nicholas Meyer was waiting to direct another movie, and he was also, just farting around. And he was at a family barbecue, and one of his producers says, if you want to learn how to be a real director, you should just direct whatever you can, because he had just done like 1 or 2 movies or something like that. So he said, why don't you? She told him, why don't you go talk to Harv Bennett? He's working on a movie for Paramount. And that's how he got involved with doing Star Trek 2.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history. And now he has a book. I have a book somewhere called View from the Bridge, which is his whole story about doing. Do you have that book, guys?
No.
View
No, I
from
don't
the
have
Bridge?
it.
Yeah, I think I have 2 copies, so maybe I'll give it to one of you guys as a fan to fan kind of thing, if I can find it. But yeah, it's a good book. He's good. He's a good guy, Nicholas Meyer. He just he wanted to smoke all the time, and he wanted to. He doesn't. It's funny. He doesn't believe that people will ever get rid of books. Even if they don't. He doesn't believe that books will ever go fully digital. He believes that.
Yeah.
But they kind of are,
What's that lawyer's name? Kirk's lawyer. What? Piglet.
Samuel T. Cogley.
Oh, not Piglet.
Cogley.
Cogley. No. Piglet was in the Wolf in the Fold.
Cogley.
Cogley was the lawyer from court martial. Cogley. Books.
Yeah. So interesting stuff. Like I said, I do think that when they did Star Trek 6, they had so little time, and it was the only movie that they reduced the budget from the previous movie, and they also had no time because they wanted to make the 25th anniversary, and the original idea was already hashed out and then canceled, which is Starfleet Academy. They had the Starfleet Academy idea that they were going to do.
Oh, it's coming. It's good.
No. I'm talking about back when they were making Star Trek 6. They toyed with the idea of doing Star Trek Academy instead.
But they realized it was such a terrible idea, so they made Star Trek 6 instead.
Yeah. So, but what I'm getting at is that all that stuff had to happen, and they still had to get the movie out for the anniversary. So they had very little time to work on Star Trek 6 and very little money. That's why that movie seems a little off to me. I love it. It's a great movie especially on the really good parts, but it seems a little off to me.
Well, I'm kind of glad it's not Savick, though. Was it supposed to be Savick? I mean, was that supposed to
Originally, he wanted Savick, but only if Kirstie Alley came back.
Kirstie Alley? No. Oh, I see, because he directed her in 2.
Yeah.
No, but I'm kind of glad it wasn't her. I'm kind of glad her character stayed true, to Starfleet values.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be her. I mean, I guess it would have been more impactful if it was. I see. You know, if she turned against Spock. I get it. You know, but
What I don't understand, is that when they introduced Valeris, they kind of say something asinine like she was the first Vulcan to graduate at the top of her class. You'd think that many Vulcans would have done that, but I guess the impression is that there aren't a lot of Vulcans, but there's a whole ship of Vulcans in the original series. So I'm always confused by it's little things like that pull me out of the story. And Star Trek VI had a lot of lines that kind of pull me out of the story. You know, a lot of moments that pull me right out.
It was a throwaway to me. It didn't bother me. It was just
right.
It was just background dialogue.
Well, if it was just one or two moments, it wouldn't bother me. But there was so many moments in that film, like Scotty calling the Klingon a woman the B word, or Spock saying that Klingons don't have tear ducts, which is an absurd idea. Of course they do.
Right.
You can't have lies without tear ducts.
Yeah.
Or you know, the knees. You know why the knees was a vulnerable spot. I don't want to say it on the channel.
Well, that wasn't on a Klingon. That was on another alien.
Right, but it was just stupid. It didn't make any sense anyway.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's for the masses. It's not for us. Those kind of things are for the masses. For
I did like the special effect, like when she turned into that little girl from Les Mis. You know, when they were escaping the prison.
Yeah, the morphing effect. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And I really did think that how did they know which Kirk to shoot? I still don't really figure out how they figured that one out.
I think he just got lucky. I think he was going to kill both of them anyway, and the other one was making too much noise, so
yeah,
it didn't matter. I don't think the Klingon cared.
I love that shot when they look up and they see the edge of that ravine in the snow, and they see those guys there.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the moodiest shots in the movie. You know. After they look up, after you see the dog, I hated the dog, but the shot of just those guys, like the Klingon warden played by Shepard, he's the warden. His last name is Shepard. Just that shot of him and those guys for that one shot is one of my favorite shots. He was in Transformers 2007. I don't know if you know that.
No.
Yes, to know him is to love him. Is to know him.
Dr. Graves. I was thinking the same thing.
He was the guy, Archibald Witwicky, who found Megatron.
Telepathic picture plant, eh?
I always liked the guy that played Apgar. What was his name? I saw him on Gotham once.
You're a dead man, Apgar. A dead man.
I really wanted to say that to Frakes.
His name is Margolis.
I talked about we're having spiny lobefish. That's the one. That's the quote I ended up using when Frakes was around me. I said we're having spiny lobefish today.
Yeah.
Because I was going to toss up. I was thinking about this for a while. Should I say you're a dead man, Apgar? I figured he probably gets that a lot, so I decided to say we're having spiny.
I don't think do you think he gets that a lot? I should have said that to him. You're a dead man, Apgar. A dead man.
But I was thinking he doesn't get the spiny lobefish comment. I'm thinking because
doesn't remember it. You think he remembers
he was in the entire episode. That was his episode.
What? The lobefish? What do you mean?
Yeah.
The Matter of Honor? What?
No, that was from Frame of Mind.
That's right.
Would you like to go to the common area? We're having spiny
lobefish.
So I'm thinking, he was in every scene in that episode that he might get it.
He directed that one, huh?
I don't know. He didn't direct it. He was in pretty much every scene in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are begging for a food-based quotes category now.
Well, we've had those.
That's
before.
Not a bad idea.
We've had them before.
My chicken.
By the way, don't give John suggestions.
Your chicken sandwich and coffee visual clue. I got to go back and watch that. That had me laughing for like good 10 minutes, dude. That was one of the best visual categories. I know that, John, you didn't do it because you come up with good ones, but I got to tell you, Omni's visual category was absolutely brilliant.
Chicken sandwich and coffee. That's what it was. The tomato soup, though, The Cabal got angry at the tomato soup one because it was supposed to be Tom's favorite
The
food.
hot, plain tomato soup. 800 varieties of tomato soup. It can't even get plain tomato soup right.
You have to word it differently and say that's one of their favorite foods or something like that.
Well,
If you say their
I
favorite
think you
food,
were
then
good.
yeah.
I think it was perfect because you just roll with it. But
yeah.
like chicken sandwich and coffee. You got to get these things off the ship. I don't care how we get these things off the ship.
Chicken sandwich and coffee.
I don't want to hear anything more about mergers, ledgers. I'm still psyched from watching House of Quark today. That episode was so perfect. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. There's literally nothing wrong with it.
No, it's good.
And I just love the Gore. He's a great antagonist character.
He played a lot of characters in Star Trek. I mean, who else did he play? He played.
Did he?
Oh, I think he's been in a few things, hasn't he?
I know that Ruskin, who played Roka's. What do they call those guys? They had a name for those old men that work in families.
Yeah.
There's like a name for old men Klingons. I love the fact that Deep Space Nine went into that aspect of Klingon culture more than any other show, where we have old guys that never died and they just hang around and do secretary work. They had a name for them. I'm sure John knows what it is, right, John?
I don't remember a specific name for that guy, like a title, but
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Martok had a title he called this guy he bossed around, and once more into the breach. What was it? It was like a Shuvok or something.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I thought that was a pejorative term, though. I thought that was like
it could be. I mean, that'd be a title that may just be a derogatory thing.
Yeah.
I remember he was saying there are days he said something really funny about either killing the guy or I have to watch that episode again. He said
it's a shame that Captain Sisko frowns in so many executions.
Dude, only he could deliver that line, and you don't know if he's serious or not. It's brilliant. I wish I remembered that line. I would have mentioned it to JG when I saw him. Yeah, but they have like old men that serve families, and Ruskin is his voice is so awesome.
He's great. I like when he plays that Cardassian in
The Informant.
You're right. The
But
Dice
like
Cast? No, what is it? The Dice Cast, right?
Improbable Cause.
Oh, sorry, Improbable Cause. He's good. He was great as that Cardassian, you know. My
what I love is that they didn't.
I'd not like you to see it. That's like he was so.
I don't want you to see me. Yeah, I changed my appearance last time. The other thing they did for that scene was, if you look, his head movements and eye movements don't quite match.
But was it him? That's what I'm trying to say. Was it really Ruskin, or did they just use his voice? Now I'm wondering.
Well, they used his voice. I don't know if he was in the makeup, but they deliberately made it so that way his eyes and talking didn't quite match to make it a little eerier.
I thought it was clever. Whatever they did was clever, and his voice work was great. If he wasn't in the makeup, if it wasn't Ruskin, he did a great job as that one. You know, as usual.
It was definitely his voice. I don't know if he actually put him in the makeup, but even as the Klingon, when he tells the story to Quark about what happened to the house, that the house will fall, just great stuff. You take the episode seriously enough. Like he makes the episode more serious than it is.
I mean, Gamesters of Triskelion was one of that's a personal favorite of mine from TO.
So, that's a great one.
Like, he's in good company with like Phil Morris, who was in Star Trek 3. I don't know if he was in TOS, but then
he was.
Was he? I thought he might have been.
He was.
Was he in Miri?
Yeah, he's one of the kids in Miri.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure, but I was thinking he might be. But then he was in Star Trek 3. He might have been in TNG. But he was a first or third Romaticon and a few other characters. Who was the guy that was in the neutral zone? I think he was in the news recently. The guy, one of those time travel, guys.
Which one?
In the neutral zone, TNG episode.
Offenhouse or the guy that played the guitar?
I don't remember which guy. That one of them was on the news recently.
I don't know.
Huh. I don't know.
Let me look at the. Let me see if I can remember the name while you guys are talking.
House.
Yeah, the banker was Offenhouse, and the guitar player was Sonny Clemens.
I'm talking about the actor.
What did Data say? Sonny J.D. B.W. Clemens or something? He had
Something like that.
But he has to say Wolf 359. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian. I wonder how they didn't catch that. The script supervisor. They're pretty tight on that show.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess they didn't know.
Yeah, I can't remember what I learned about them. But he was in something else.
I wish they would have had more Fritz Weaver, though. I mean, after watching Tribunal, and he's such a good actor. Why wasn't he in more Star Trek? Just why?
That's a good question.
I mean,
who?
Fritz Weaver. He played, what was it? The conservator Kovat on the Tribunal episode, the Cardassian. He's originally from the Twilight Zone and many, many, many other things. Excellent actor. Like, he just fits in the Star Trek universe. I don't know why they didn't use him more.
Is he the one who essentially craps himself at the end when he gets told he won or whatever?
Yes.
Yep.
That's him. Such a good actor. I mean, they could have used him in so many other roles. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't up for it, or maybe, who knows the whole story. But that would have been great.
Yeah, I can't think. There was something I heard on the news, something about one of these guys. I don't remember what. I have to think of it later.
Oh, they're attacking Mercer now. They're going after hit signal. They're picking us off one by one, John.
Can you guys...
Yeah, it's not good.
You broke up for a second, Mercer. I think we got you now.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I think I'll blame it on the cat. How's that sound?
That's good.
Yeah, it's so I heard they're making a Predator movie. I forget the name of it, but it's going to be from the Predator is going to be the protagonist.
Wasn't that like Alien versus Predator? They had something similar to that. Not a protagonist.
Yeah, I never watched those. I never watched Alien versus Predator. Never got around to it. I have them both. A friend of mine gave them to me, but I should watch them. I don't know if they're any good. What are they called? The Yucha? Is that what they're called?
What,
the name of Predator
advisor, the old aged advisors to families. Is that what you're saying?
No, the Predator species is called the Yucha or something.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up.
And then the other ones are called what? The xenomorphs, or
yeah,
what are they called again? The aliens.
Yeah, the Yautja. The Yautja are this Predator species name. Of course, we all know the real name of the Predator species are Nausicaans.
Nausicaans.
You play Tom Jot, human.
Human.
Yeah. Not your fault, Professor. Says his internet's still down.
Oh, we understand, Professor.
So how is he talking? How is he talking to us?
With his phone, I would guess.
Yeah. Professor, we've done some investigating on our end. You are the victim of a Cabal cyber attack. So they took out, instead of taking out your one system, they took out the whole neighborhood. So, yeah.
Excuse me.
I think Cinna was on the verge of losing. I think he had the wrong answer, and all of a sudden the game disappears. I'm just saying.
Is that a phone cord connecting your shoulder to the wall?
Yes.
Why would they use a phone cord?
Well, it's like an interplexing beacon. You gotta communicate through the boards. Yeah.
Just ask him who won Final Jeopardy if he knows.
He knows.
Let's make it clear it was Thomas doing the Cabal cyber hack at the behest of Cinnamon.
I don't want to throw any names. I don't want to make any accusations, but it's just very suspicious how we're on the verge of possibly Mercer winning a round.
Right.
We're getting Omni's clearly getting orders from the Paramount board.
Listen, well, I do follow the corporate line. Obviously, I have to do that, but I had no skin in this game. I wasn't involved in round one, so I can't.
All right, here's my suggestion, John. We should run the rest of Jeopardy tonight. Instead of, if he has no internet, he could just send you smoke signals
Smoke signals.
Like the Indians used to do to run the rest of the game. Smoke like in the air, like smoke signals.
Well, it's a very creative suggestion, but I'm not sure how effective it would be.
Oh, it might not work at all, but or he could do what Janeway suggested, which is to take a can with a string and fire it out of the photon torpedo bay, and then pull the ship back until it's taut, and that way you can hear each other speak. You remember when she suggested that?
No, I don't, but it sounds like a very Janeway suggestion.
Oh,
That is a good question, though. That's why I know what she suggested. That see if Omni knows when she.
I don't remember the quote. No, I don't remember that exactly quote.
She suggested. I don't know the quote, but she suggested that when the communications are down, you take a can and put it at the end of a string, fire it at the other ship, and then pull back until it's taut. That was not in a Voyager episode. That was in the Star Trek 30th anniversary event where she was the captain of Voyager with the cast of Frasier.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember that skit?
Yeah.
With the cast of Frasier, she's like, "Yeah, we just have to take the." But it seems like something that she would say in an episode. She really would. She really like. I could picture Kate Mulgrew saying it in an episode.
Well, the professor says he knows who won. So would you like to go ahead and announce that, Professor?
Yay!
In parentheses, probably not Chaz
probably
/
lost.
Baywatch.
I was behind. I don't think I'm gonna win.
Well, it depends on how you bet. You got the answer right, I think.
Well, I wrote it down. I wrote this really long answer. Like I don't know if it'll count because I wrote like a paragraph.
Well, the
about
correct answer, we know what it is. But
is it like a whole
Who's
paragraph?
hating on January, by the way?
Stop hating on January, sir. I don't know what that means. Let's see here.
I thought Omni was gonna get annoyed on the behalf of the board when we were talking about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight on Netflix, but he didn't.
No, it's obviously an inferior streaming network, so therefore you saw the results last night.
John, did you see the movie Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins?
No, I did not.
If you want to see Kate Mulgrew in a really cool part, she was in that, but she's only in like the last half of the film.
So we're getting some preliminary results.
Okay.
Chaz answered hardened shells / skin and bet all 1,200 points, taking him back to 0.
Okay.
So
shocking.
Okay. All right.
Cool. I guess. Well, too bad for Chaz, but cool. Nice guess, though. Well, they do have hardened skin, but that's not what they. What's her face?
I realized that. I just couldn't think of the right answer.
I didn't think you were still here, Chaz, so I didn't mean to say that. Normal, he's still here.
Omni, can you have the Paramount board do something to Mercer, technologically wise, please?
I mean, we're having enough problems alone tonight. I mean, I may not have to do anything at this point.
Just stay away from John DeMarco. We don't want to hurt him.
No.
Yeah, so like I was saying, John, she was really cool. She was really young in, well, not really young, but she was younger in Real Millions. Had Fred Ward in it too, and also Patrick Kilpatrick, who was in a Deep Space Nine episode. Do you remember which episode Patrick Kilpatrick was in?
I remember seeing that name pop up in the credits, but I don't remember which episode it was.
The episode was The Siege of AR-558. He was the guy that had.
There's another result in chat, by the way, from Professor Mercer. Answered they are timely and prompt. They believe in punctuality being the correct answer. Mercer bet $41.99, adding to his 4,200, taking him to 83.99 points.
Very nice, Mercer.
I suspect an upset here. Let's see.
Nice.
So I'm sorry, you were saying what character did this Patrick?
He plays the guy that had the Ketchel White tubes. He's the guy that says "children" at the end, and he's like, "Not for long." before they beam up. His name was Reese in Siege of IR 558. I
I
always
remember that
wanted
guy.
him to come back. I always wanted that character to come back because the other creepy guy died. The guy that was
What, the one outside?
Crybaby guy. What was his name? He was like Hispanic. I forget his name.
Vargas.
Vargas. He died. I believe his character died. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it in
thanks.
years. But Reese survived, and he was Patrick Kilpatrick. And in Remo Williams, he was one of the villains. And
Hello, computer.
well,
Answered,
Joe Gray
what
was
is
in it,
being
and he was in
punctual?
Voyager.
Hello, computer answered, what is being punctual, which is correct. Hello, computer bet 200 points, adding to his 5,200 points, giving him a total of 5,400 points. Mercer is the champion.
Yay!
Nicely done, Mercer.
Okay.
Yay!
Congratulations, Mercer. Also, Cinnabon has nobody to blame but himself there. I mean, he always bets low for some reason. And he
On final. I just think he wants to go to bed or something. I don't know what it is, but because he could have easily won that one. And he bet, like you said, 200 points. So I don't know. But wow, Mercer, congratulations. Only took all night, but you won round one, man. You're champion.
Yay!
And you said you never win.
I haven't won in a long time. It's been like a good spell of a time. It's been a minute since I've won. But
as long as you don't play against Omni, you can stay champion. I mean, what?
That's not true.
But like I was saying, Joel Gray, who was in a Voyager episode, was also in Remo Williams. He was, I forget the name of it. I think it was called Resistance, but I don't know because I don't know Voyager episodes. But it's the one where Janeway is on a planet that's like all war torn, and there's an old man that she's hanging out with. And I don't remember the plot. I don't remember anything about the story, but Joel Gray was the old man. Do you remember which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, that was Resistance. Yeah, he thought Janeway was his daughter, but his daughter had been killed.
So he was in Remo Williams as well. So they had quite a few people from Star Trek in that movie.
Good stuff. Well, Mercer, congratulations on your championship.
Thanks. I was just curious. I was like, man, I don't care if we don't play any. I mean, I do want to play, but we could save those rounds for later. But we were right at the end, and I just kind of wanted to know what happened.
Well,
so when we return, Mercer will be our returning champion.
To quote John Cena, the champ is here. Congratulations, Mercy.
Thanks.
Although we all know 95% of the credit goes to Normal. Only kidding.
Well, I appreciate the professor joining us long enough to let us know the results of the game. Although since it looks like his internet's probably not going to be back on for a while, what I'm probably going to do is just have to call it for tonight. We'll have to.
Yeah, I'm actually really tired because of the tryptophan. So, but I enjoyed chatting for a while, and I really did. So thanks, guys. But Nirmal's got the right idea. She's already sound asleep, so I think I'm going to go to sleep as well. Good to see you guys, Chaz.
Good to see you as well.
And Brainy. See you later, Brainy. For Christmas, I might actually be up your way. I might go to Tampa for Christmas, John.
Oh, nice.
Because my brother, he's like, if you pick out a date, I'll buy your plane ticket for Christmas, like that week, because Christmas is on a Wednesday, and the best time to fly is like either Sunday or Tuesday, and I'm not going to fly on Christmas Eve. It's just not going to happen. So I'm probably going to fly out, if I do it, on Sunday, which is around my birthday. So I'll be in Tampa for a week if I go. If I decide to actually go.
Where's hashtag justice for Professor's internet on the bottom?
Maybe we can go out and watch a Star Trek movie if there's one playing in the theater that week, John.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Maybe Section 31 will be on the big screen to correspond.
He said Star Trek.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Star Trek.
Was Hello Computer, by the way, a Scotty reference from Voyage Home or whatever it was?
Yeah, it's from Voyage Home. Or maybe it's a Radiohead. No, that's OK Computer. But anyway, Omni, I like your avatar.
Okay.
I do, but it's that
Thank you.
telephone cord is distracting. It's really weird that I never noticed the telephone cord before. Man, that Borg looked at the convention looked better than this Borg.
I saw him. Yeah, he was incredible.
Yeah.
He was incredible. He even had the contacts in his eyes, and he had.
I couldn't believe it. And the guy that played Spock built that harp out of foam. It looks like wood.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Very talented people. It's cosplayers.
I mean, that thing weighed literally probably a quarter of a pound, or less. But it looked like a heavy instrument.
It's real now.
And he had the Spock visor. What was that from? What episode is that Spock visor from?
With the Medusan. With
Is There in Truth No Beauty?
With Dr. Pulaski. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I don't remember, but he looked really a lot like Nimoy's Spock, more than Peck does.
He was good. No, he was good. And that guy in the TNG spandex uniform, that was
that was really, I would never want to wear.
Be in good shape to wear one of those, right? The season 1 TNG episode.
I'm so glad that Patrick Stewart's chiropractor, he changed the show for the better. The chiropractor changed the show because he said you can't wear that uniform anymore, and it got them to actually design new uniforms. And if you notice, in the 3rd season, there's still a lot of background characters that wear the old uniforms, but all the main cast got new uniforms.
Yeah, it continued. In fact, that spandex uniform changed into just a newer version of it. Like they got rid of the piping on the shoulder, they got the collar. All the background characters still had the spandex uniform, though.
Yeah, they still had it for a while. I think
as
the show went on, everybody got new uniforms, but it didn't happen right away. But
Barkley didn't have one. Some of the main characters didn't have one.
But it makes such a big difference. Like the design is basically the same, but the collar is and the pips, and it just looks better. It looks like they're comfortable. It looks like they're professional and they're comfortable. What do you think, before we go, what do you think of the First Contact uniforms that were in DS9?
Well, I like those very much.
Yeah, they're really cool. I remember how DS9 actually brought attention to them when because the first episode they were worn was in Rapture, and at one point during the episode, Bashir says, "Does my uniform look brighter to you?"
Yeah,
and it was literally like a fourth wall break to draw attention to the new uniforms.
I don't know if that was planned or not, but either way, it was.
I think they planned it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it just seems like they.
I wish they would have explained those uniforms a bit better. Just because it was supposedly done because of the war. It was more of a wartime kind of uniform. I wish there had been more explanation.
Like all the same color. They were all wearing gray.
Right.
And it was the other uniform that I kind of think about too are the uniforms that the infantry guys use, like from Nor the Battle to the Strong.
Mm-hmm.
They were like they were cool. They were kind of.
You're gonna have some ground troops having some different kind of uniforms,
Yeah.
And the dress uniforms got really strange. I thought. The
insurrection dress uniforms.
Yeah, that
they used in Armos. Somebody dressed up in one of those at the convention.
We saw that at the convention too. You're right. There's a couple of them.
That was a really good one. But
the gold stripe down the pants and all that.
Wow, I can't imagine how much that would cost. That looks like an expensive piece.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're starting to lose us, or we're starting to lose people. So, listen, John and Omni, thanks for inviting me over. I'm glad I bet it all, but once I saw Tholians, I'm like, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to just go for it.
Congratulations, sir. You enjoy
well
your
done.
victory.
Thanks, man.
And the professor is reminding us, Live with Matthew's channel on Monday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern or 9:30 p.m. Matthew time. Next episode of Babylon 5, which will be Season 2, Episode 11, All Alone in the Night. So we hope to see you there.
All alone in the night.
Cool.
Getting good. It's getting good.
And that we're going to sign off for tonight. Thank you all for being here, and we look forward to seeing you back next Saturday at our usual time.
All right, thanks, guys, and great questions. I was looking for like those categories. A lot of TNG tonight.
Indeed.
70 days till Section 31.
Ugh.
I'm just waiting until April when Andor season 2 comes out. That's
Thank you, Chaz, for stopping by.
talk to you guys later.
Thank you also, Planet X.
Thanks, Planet X, for hanging out.
And thank you for everyone else who joined us tonight. Have a good night.
Night.
Take care.
Justice for Tuvix.